This is Acts 5:17 through 21. Then the high priest and all those who were with him, that is, the sect of the Sadducees, rose up and were filled with jealousy. Now, we see during Jesus, the Pharisees were the ones causing the most trouble. Now we see the Sadducees here doing it. And the Pharisees, Paul was a Pharisee, so later the Pharisees would probably more plan and later get the church. But the Sadducees were more of a simple, more straightforward, so they're just doing this. And then the Sadducees followed just the Torah, the first 5 books. That's all they went by. They didn't go by the prophets or the writings. The Pharisees went by the prophets, the writings, the Babylonian Talmud. They probably went by all that. So the reason why they're jealous is because people are coming in. The church is growing, and the Sadducees are not. They seized the apostles and put them in the common prison. Now, they were allowed to arrest people. They were allowed to stone people. They had to get Roman permission to crucify people. We're in Acts 5. They had to get Roman permission to crucify people, which is why they had to go to Rome with Jesus. They could have took him out and stoned him, but they didn't want to do it that way. They had right by Roman law to do any stoning they needed. So for them to be put in prison kind of shows that they're already considering going to Rome instead of just stoning. Because stonings were oftentimes done abruptly. They didn't wait. They didn't stick them in prison. They found enough witnesses and then just carried it out. But during the night, an angel of the Lord opened the prison doors and led them out and said, Go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this law. Now this is kind of because they just got sent into prison by doing this. But also this is angels releasing them to do this. So it's kind of like, we ain't supposed to do this, they'll arrest us, but if we get arrested, we can just go back and do it because the angel will let us out. So there's probably somewhat reluctantly there, but once they go, they know the Lord's going to take care of it. But oftentimes, we worry about consequences. They knew when they went back to the temple, they probably would have been arrested again. But they knew that is what the Lord sent them to do. We need to be willing to do what the Lord sends us to do, regardless of what consequences this world may have for us. Because ultimately, God will not allow us to be in the prison of sin. And that's what we need to tell people. That sin's the prison we need to worry about not being in. Not any prison this world can give us. And for them not to have went back to the temple would have been for them sinning against God. Having heard this, they entered the temple at dawn and taught. So, that probably shows that I don't know when the temple opened, but I imagine it wasn't before the sun rose. So they're there at the beginning. They don't wait to go to the temple. They're already there to do what they don't put off till the close of the day what the Lord, they go ahead and take care of it. But the high priest and those who were with him came and called together the Sanhedrin and the Senate of all the sons of Israel and sent to prison to have them brought out. Now the Sanhedrin was the controlling authority, the court system. So they were to decide okay, we already arrested them, they already came out of prison. What do we do now to deal with this? The Sanhedrin is supposed to go by the law, the Bible. But here, we see there's corruption in it during the time of Christ. So, when we have questions, we need to consult people, but we need to make sure they're godly people. Consult the Word, and then consult good, strong Christians. The strong Christians will never go against what the Word says. And if the Word says one thing, we shouldn't even need to ask somebody else's opinion. When we ask other people, it should be more of our personal journey rather than what's right and wrong.